Greetings, fellow moviegoers, and welcome to Movie Central, the place to talk about movies, TV shows based on movies, toys based on movies, games based on movies, and rides based on movies. I'm your host, Mr. CCS, and this is my pet gorilla, George. Let's talk about The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood. Originally published in 1883 by Howard Pyle, The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood tells the story of a robber who does good for the less fortunate. The book was beloved by several, and was adapted into several movies. But in 1973, Disney had their chance at adapting the classic story into an animated feature, but with the twist of turning all the characters into anthropomorphic animals. So, how was this movie? It's time to find out. This is Disney's Robin Hood. An amiable rooster called Alan A. Dale, voiced by Roger Miller, tells the story and sings the songs of the heroic Robin Hood, voiced by Brian Bedford, and his trusty sidekick, Little John, voiced by Phil Harris, in this animated animal-themed adaptation of the legendary story. When Prince John, voiced by Peter Ustinov, deputizes the Sheriff of Nottingham, voiced by Pat Buttram, to collect unreasonable taxes from the animals of Sherwood Forest, Robin, Little John, and the merry men wage a light-hearted battle against their evil foes. Now, like the other films I've covered this season, the story is very simple, but this one has a very great structure of its story, which is honestly something I didn't expect at all. But as I always say, the story doesn't make the movie great by itself. There have to be other aspects that make it what it is. And let's be honest, there are great moments in this film. The characters are all great. Robin Hood is really well written, as his actions are bad, but his motives behind them are what matters most. All he wants to do is make people happy and live good lives, as well as to be with the girl he loves, kind of like my main motivation in life. And he follows that to a T, as does Little John. Though similar in concept to Baloo from the Jungle Book being the carefree bear that helps out, even being voiced by the same actor, the character is still great. Our female lead in this movie, Maid Marian, is amazing. She hates the villain of the movie and just wants to live her happily ever after with Robin Hood, which is basic, yes, but it still works and passes with flying colors. As for our villain, Prince John was really stupid in concept of this movie, as he sucks on his finger whenever he's upset, and his motives are weird AF. I give it a huge pass here because it's done so freaking well to the point where I ask myself, how come this character is good? Anyways, he's great. Moving on. The sheriff is just the selfish jerk you want to see get punched in the face, and he gets a lot of what he deserves. Friar Tuck is not in it much, but he does what he needs to do, and I love his character. And Sir Hiss, while being similar to Caw the Snake in one scene, I still like the slapstick he offers. Okay, that's enough for the characters. How's the animation here? Well, once again, Disney gets top marks for their animation work. It still looks absolutely crisp and wonderful, and that is something I should be expecting by now. By the way, the scenes that really come to life are the scenes that include funny slapstick and liveliness, just FYI. As for the music and songs, George Burns, Johnny Mercer, and Floyd Huddleston did a great job. My favorite song was the song Mocking Prince John, but I do love this love song because it reminds me of the man I want to be for the girl who I love. So yeah, I love this movie. Despite it being claimed to be not as exciting as other Disney projects, I find that to be false and then some, as this is not only an exciting feature, but also the second movie this season to get a perfect score from me. Yes, my score for Robin Hood is a 10 out of 10. Walk through the forest and steal this from Prince John. Well, that's it for this review. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the movie below, and tune in 2 weeks from now, as next week is Thanksgiving, and I need a small break for the next episode. With that said, my name is Mr. CCS, this is Movie Central, and that, my friends, is a wrap. See you next week.